What's the matter, Kakarot?
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Sunday morning with the Blerd Church of Anime. I am your preacher, your teacher, your pastor, your cult leader, whatever you want to call me. I am Black Star, and I'm here to share just another, hopefully inspirational word based off of anime or manga with you as part of our weekly services slash podcast. You know, we're keeping things pretty loose around here. I do want to say that this week was better than last week, as I had hoped. Some not great juju from last week and had to clear out that energy. And I feel like a lot of things have happened this week that was great and really inspiring, but still super busy. And then next week is going to be even busier as we get ready and go through for Christmas. I feel like there is no stopping through the end of this year. I just have to get myself together and be like more on top of things. So I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I hope you had a good week. I hope you were able to accomplish the things you wanted to get accomplished. And if you did not have a good week, and you know, that happens occasionally, hopefully not all the time, but if you did not have a good week, then we can say, F last week. We're working for next week to be even better. And if for me to make next week even better, I gotta be on my stuff. Like, I don't have time to play around. I have too much happening throughout the week. Um, but yeah, I don't want to hold us long because I really struggle with trying to think about what I want to talk about this week. And I hardly ever do this. Like, I try super hard not to do this. But I want to talk about an anime that is currently airing. I know it's not even finished yet. Like, I am obsessed with this anime right now. And I really typically want to wait to the end of at least the season or the entire series. So that way I can, put together the whole of it. Like what is the lessons that are being learned. But my brain won't let me think about anything else except this one particular anime right now, which is Let's Play. Yes, Let's Play. A webtoon comic that is now having their own anime. It's a dream of anybody who ever wrote, drew a comic to, get to this space. Especially because it was super popular as a webtoon, and I wasn't in on it. Now that I've seen the anime, and we're about to get to the last episode, I know I'll probably take part of my Christmas break and just like read all 3 seasons that are currently out. Like, I am hooked. I can see why it was so popular. But Let's Play was created by Leanne M. Carrick. Carrick. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. This spelled Krecic. Um, Under like the pen name Mongi, which is pretty cool. And she stated that she wanted to like write a story that had characters like her, hardcore gamer girls, someone who's used to being on YouTube and following YouTube, content creators, all the things, and came up with Let's Play. And clearly, it's a very character driven show, which I'm guessing is the same way for the webtoon. Well, I could go through so much about it, even in the 12 episodes I've seen, or for the 12 episodes of this season, I should say. I don't want to get too much into the plot, because again, I really don't like talking about animes that are currently running, because I want to give people a chance to see it. I don't want to spoil things for them. But if this like really pushes people to go to Crunchyroll and watch it, then so be it. If you haven't been on Let's Play or you don't know about the webcomic, I just want to say like it's been spectacular. I've enjoyed it. And what I enjoy most about it is the characters. So, very short synopsis version of Let's Play. You're following the main character, Sam, also known as, I think it's like Samara Young, who is an aspiring video game developer. She has like a degree in computer science, and she used to be very sick when she was younger, and games kind of really help her get through that time. And so she wants to, create games and use her degree to do that. she does end up creating her first independent indie game called Ruminate. And then things go really badly when it's like a YouTube knockoff. I think they don't call it YouTube, y'all call it something else, but a popular content creator, streamer of video games, plays her game, plays the indie game, and he trashes it. Yeah. So then, like, the next day becomes her next door neighbor. So this is like a rom-com, but like, talking about the industry, and like those two main characters are interesting, but it's not just about the two of them or love-hate relationship, because I'm gonna be very honest, like some of the relationships I thought was gonna happen in this show just gets all twisted around. I'm like, where are we going on the romance? But there's so much to be said about the characters. So like you got Sam, you got Martial Law, but you also have like Sam has a really good group of friends. They're also her guild mates in most cases. Most of her friends are her guild mates, except for this main like male protagonist or male like love interest, Link Hudson. But his little brother Dallas is part of her guild. She has these two female friends, Angela and Vicky, who are like always at the coffee shop, kind of helping her out. There's this other girl, Olivia, and her butler, who are part of the guild. She has a really good circle around her, which me loving community think that is so great. Marshall doesn't have much of a community around him. It's just like one other kind of YouTuber that's like a main friend. So that's also very interesting to see kind of like the differences between the two of them. You're not meant to really hate any of the main characters. You get to see a lot of things from their sides and what they're dealing with and what they're battling through. Like, nobody is perfect. Nobody has a charmed life. Although it seems like Sam could, because Sam, like, is also rich. Like, her dad is a CEO of a really big company, and she works there as a software developer. But, she wants to be a video game designer. And some of us are rolling our eyes like, girl, there is no states for this. But it is. I think there's still states of like trying to please a parent, even though because he wants her to be the next CEO, versus trying to go out and do your own thing. And Sam struggles with a lot of insecurities, like a lot, a lot, a lot. So I really like seeing how they animate, or really just like the visual representation of like the things that are holding Sam and the full cast of characters back, whether it's fear, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety. Like these are like physical manifestations of things that they're dealing with. But that's not even what I want to talk about. I think what I genuinely want to talk about in this very short message, hopefully, if I don't go off on a tangent, is even though I haven't seen the end, even though the webtoon is still ongoing, season 4, I think it's moving to a different platform than webtoons. Um, and I haven't been able to read all of the things, so I'm still on this journey of like what's gonna happen to Sam and her friends and what are the romantic relationships gonna look like. But what I really liked about this first season of the anime is this concept of taking the first step. And you have to take the first step. And you don't typically know to do the first step by yourself. And this plays out a lot for Sam and for Marshall and for a couple of her other friends. So I'm not gonna go deep into their backstories. So I want you to like really, if you choose to go watch it, or read it. I still want you to be able to like enjoy it and discover it. But there's this thing where you don't change or you don't heal the traumas or the problems in your life overnight. Like no one truly gets over depression or anxiety or fear. You can conquer it, but it's not easy. It's not quick. It's an ongoing battle where you chip away at these things and you chip away at them with one step at a time. One person helping you realize that you can take that first step. Again, community. Especially for Sam, with her being insecure about nearly everything, her being very conflict averse, her having anxiety, her worrying about like how she's seen, even though she has such a great group of friends and people that are willing to back her up. There's still a lot of like we talked about before, the negative voices in your head that tells you you can't do a thing. And that you have to like deal with stuff by yourself, and then you start in this spiral like, but I can't deal with it myself, and then I start doing this thing and I don't know what to do. And there's always a point where a friend or someone comes out and then like calls her out on her spiraling and be like, you just need to take the first step. okay, this thing is not working the way you thought it would. You tried to follow the steps and then it didn't happen. Well, first off, good job for like trying to move it, but okay, now you're aspiring again. What's your next step? What do you want to have happen? What can you do to make the situation better? Or are you going to sit here and just be down about it? And especially about things about her insecurity, I think is really cool. Like sometimes it does take being your boss's office in a power stance, saying one thing you like about yourself, or someone kind of pushing you to take that customer meeting or talk in a meeting or see yourself a little bit more seriously than you do. Because I think there's a lot when you are doing it on your own or you're trying to like hype yourself up where you can really talk yourself out of doing the thing and it becomes so very hard to make you do the thing that you know you need to do and take that step. And again, Sam has amazing friends and friends that like kind of want to jump in and do the things for her and protect her. And then there's a lot of people who are there to protect Sam, and that's not always what she needs. Sometimes she just needs somebody to push her and be like, you need to take the next step. You need to think through what you can do and continue to take and chip away at these things that cause you such harm and like anxiety and all the things. Same thing with Marshall. Like Marshall is a complicated character as well. And I think because he doesn't have as many people around to like truly know him and his backstory and all that kind of stuff, that sometimes he tends to have he tends to have to like motivate himself, but the way he motivates himself isn't what he needs to be doing to do the right thing. If that makes sense. I think people who've seen the show kind of know where I'm getting at in that situation. But when people step in for him, they can be like, okay, no, but now you need to do this thing. Like now you can make amends by doing this other thing. Like you're doing all this stuff out of guilt. Okay, cool, but where do we move past this? And I think that is super important to have, again, community, to have someone kind of help you find the next step because it can be very hard. And even if you some again, if you know what you need to do, it can be very hard to just get up and do it if someone is not kind of like punking you to do it. It's the accountability buddy. It's sometimes even the nagging from your parents. If you grew up with a nagging parent, sometimes it's just really hard to like motivate yourself to do it without some type of nagging. Like actually, someone called this out to me yesterday, and I was doing a performance, and I was trying to get ready, and I was like overwhelmed because I was late and all this kind of stuff. And someone was like, "You keep this ongoing commentary." Like I talk out loud to myself, like, "Okay, now do the makeup. Okay, now do the thing. Now like you gotta go put the outfit on." Like I say this because I can get really off track, or I can like know I can know I need to do the thing, but I'll just sit there and just chat with everybody else backstage instead of being like, no, you need to get ready. And we're like hearing my ongoing commentary to myself, and I do want for like you don't have to talk back to me. I'm literally just verbally processing what I need to do because I'm very used to having like a parent that tells me or used to tell me all the time what I need to do and kind of nag me at that kind of stuff. And it becomes a habit, and it also becomes a way for me to kind of like motivate myself to do it, especially in the mornings when I am too not awake to like literally sit down and be like, okay, this is the things you need to do in the morning to get ready so you can go to work or go wherever your first appointment is on time. I will wander for like like tens of minutes, close to an hour, and then be like, I got 15 minutes, I need to be at this place, and then shut it all down and do the stuff. Like I, gotta like hype myself up to do it. But I also say, like, even if you're not someone who can do it for yourself, which is not always the case, it's also really nice to have someone be like, okay, you want to do this thing. What do you need to do to accomplish your thing? Like again, from the show the other night, I just need to check in with the sound guy to make sure like we had our cues together. And the sound guy had gone back to the booth, and it was like, oh, I gotta walk out to the booth and talk to them. Like I'm not scared of the sound guy. Like cool people, and like it's just like, but it's a thing, and it's probably be okay. I'm sure I put the right cue in. And one of the producers was like, are you sure? It's not a big walk to go out there. You still have time. I will walk with you. And I was like, okay, fine. I will just go out and do the thing. And I was happy that I did it because it did confirm that like I might have had the wrong show cue, the wrong cue for my set. Um and it was a small thing, but just felt like, this is too much work for me to do this thing right now. But when someone was like, trying to hold me accountable or like tell me like it's not a big thing so you can go and do it right now instead of just being like then I went off and did it. That's, not someone who is normally part of my community, but someone who in that moment was community and was like, you can go do this thing and I can walk with you to do it if you like need somebody to like push you. Like, and that was super helpful. I say all that to say, um, and again, it's not just Sam, it's other characters, but having people to talk to, having people, and you don't have to like plan your life, they don't have to know all the details, but folks who can see you spiraling, folk you can see that you're kind of stuck, folk you can see that like they love you and want you to move to a healthier lifestyle, a healthier way of thinking, and can kind of like slowly push you there. And I'm always like push, 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 push. Because sometimes, it's just really hard to do the work by yourself. I mean, there's some people who are truly motivated and can be like, I'm going to grind, I'm going to help it, I'm going to work it out. And, I don't need a team behind me to do it. It'd be nice, but it's not necessary. Cool, 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 cool. I'm here. I love that for you. I love that for you. But I also think there's a lot of people where that's just not the case. It is what it is. It's like, you need, maybe not need, but it's nice to have a little bit of a push. And sometimes someone to push you when you're not expecting it, so you take that next step. So that's really all I really wanted to say about Let's Play. I think I'm really interested to see how this continues. It's like this is a really good character study of, people dealing with their traumas. And that's, the T word we like to use around here a lot, and then but building a community of people who are willing to make you think about it and take the next step, make you less oblivious about certain stuff and things about yourself or how you're interacting with other people, so then you can grow. I like the fact that a lot of the characters are in their 20s, that they're like young, and still, you can be as messy as you need to be in your 20s, and some of us still are in 30s and older. um but I think it really takes from the Gen Z era of trying trying to like really believe in yourself and take the road you need to do the things you want. Like Sam wants to be a video game designer and she poured into this game during her college year. She finally released on an indie platform and then things aren't working the way she thought it would, and because of martial law and all other things, she's dealing with these unexpected results and she has to come to terms with it, but it's also a really good challenge to help her internally grow and get her ready for an industry that is really hard and oversaturated and can be very cutthroat, especially when you're a woman in the industry. Martial law wants to make great content. He's not a jerk by nature, and he really feels for the fan base and that he's grown because at some point as any content creator you kind of start at zero, and whether he have 500 subscribers to like having millions, there is an integrity he wants to keep up with that site and the work that he's willing to do, and I think that's really important. And that someone who didn't have a lot of people supporting him when he wanted to do this thing, taking it step by step, bit by bit to build the community and be consistent, I think is also a really great story and motivating factor for folk who are trying to do new things. I know it's like 2025 has been hard, but I've also heard some amazing stories of people who like started their own business for the first time, made big career changes, started new hobbies, found out things about themselves that they didn't know they had in them, that like caused them to fight against some injustices in the world. And it took one step to get there. And I think that's really important and super cool. And I hope you are reflecting on yourself again as we get close to the end of this year. I'm really thinking for New Year's it'll be a lot more like self-reflective. I'm trying to find an anime that really talks about the power of belief and like the magic system styles that are about belief systems. So if you know of an anime, and I think I've seen one, I just can't put my finger on it. Put it in the comments so I can like double check myself or look at it again, like belief systems, creation from belief. There's a lot of different things that are outside of anime that have been like really homing that in for me, and that would have been my message had I kind of like figured out what anime I'm thinking of that has this message. So if you know it, throw it in the comments. Let me know. I would love, love, love to hear from you. Because I think that's going to be the primary focus going into the new year of like your belief system, what you believe about yourself, what you choose to believe is the magic you create in building the future, you know. But that's for another day. I will end this by saying if you haven't watched Let's Play, give it a shot. I will say the dialogue can be a little stilted. Yeah, and the animation can be kind of weird sometimes. It's not a masterpiece, but again, I love character study animes. I love when you give me a bunch of cool or interesting characters, and I get to learn backstories and how they interact. And those are my favorite type of rom coms. Like those are my horimiya type stuff, where it's not just the main people falling in love, but like how the friend group, the entire like overall people, how they're involved in the situation is too. And I feel like this really has that same feel. It's up not high school kids. We're looking at 20 plus year olds in America. Yes, this is set in America, and it still has very jokes dialogue in Japanese. It's fine. I think it's great that a webtoon has an anime, and I can again see why it's super popular. I am hooked. I'm excited to finish and read what I can up to the point that it's to the point where it is right now for fan bases who've been on this since the 2010s. This is a new they won like an Eisner Award in 2018 or 2019. So I'm late to the game. That's fine. It's never too late to find it. And again, that's why it's important for light novels and mangas and webtoons and stuff to get turned into anime or a live action movie or a movie or whatever, because what it does is it opens up new fans, and then new fans can be responsible like me and just dig into the original media, because there's so many anime where I find like, oh, it's based off a light novel. Well, let me get that light novel and let's start reading, because I can't wait for the next season. And true to form, I can't wait for the next season of Let's Play to see what happens next. And I hope it gets it. I hope it was popular enough that they'll continue this. But if not, I do have like the original content, and I hope to engage with that from the artist. So that's what I'm gonna say. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it cute. Um, and hopefully this coming week is amazing for you as we get so much closer to like all the holidays, Hanukkah and Christmas and New Year's. It just feels like everything's coming. Everything's coming. Ah, I'm not even ready, y'all. But I am. Okay, it's fine. I just gotta be on my stuff this week, so I am not stressed out by the next time y'all see me next Sunday. Because if I don't have myself together, oh, next Sunday's about to be, it's gonna be a pickle. It's gonna be a pickle. So I gotta motivate myself, or y'all can motivate me. Send me comments, be like, get yourself together, get your life together. I need to do it. I need to finish getting my Christmas stuff up too. It's gonna make me feel better, and hopefully keep drinking my tea and not get sick, because something's going round. But y'all stay safe out here. I will see you in the next one. Until next time, bye. The Blerd Church of Anime podcast is produced by Blackstar, aka Lauren Tillman, written by Lauren Tillman, and hosted by Lauren Tillman. Music created by EL47.